So if you've been paying attention to the NFL offseason, you already know that the Philadelphia Eagles got a lot of talent. Today I want to talk about two breakout candidates on offense and defense, plus remind everybody who Jalen Hurts is and why he's going to have a monster season, while also talking about two possible signings the Eagles can do on defense at the linebacker/pass rusher position. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, as always, we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all for a quick favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So we have less than 2 weeks before the Philadelphia Eagles report to training camp on July 23rd. With so much talent on this team and expectations being high, there are some questions the Eagles have to answer. But while we wait for training camp to start to get those answers, it's good, at least for maybe the last week or two, for the players to just relax, enjoy their free time, and come back ready to work, which we've seen them doing on their free time a lot this offseason. Eagle Nation tweeted yesterday that Jalen Hurts and his girlfriend, Bri Burrows, attended the Frankie, Beverly, and Mays tour in Philly last night, which is good to see one of the hardest workers in Philadelphia enjoy some time with a significant other. And while it's the offseason, Philly Mike still dropping content, but also taking his son to speed camp. Little Philly Mike running a post route on his second day of speed camp. Love the ability to track the ball. With that being said, before we talk about some of the question marks on this roster, let's talk about two breakout candidates on the offensive side and defensive side. Eagle news, per Bleeding Green Nation, Cam Jurgens among the top breakout candidates. Look how similar. Jason Kelce getting to the second level for Ajay Ajayi, opening up a big hole, and Cam Jurgens getting to the second level for Boston Scott. Although you could say, Mike, just because he can get to the second level like Jason Kelce, don't mean he's going to be a great center. How's his pass blocking and blah, blah, blah. I agree. There's things he got to work on. But in the run game, Cam Jurgens is already playing at an elite level going into year 3. While last year he had to beef up to play right guard, had some up and downs as it pertains to pass protection. But that's because you got Mulata, Dickerson, Lane, and Kelce, so he was the weakest link. But now he gets back to his regular weight, plays his natural position, and with the guidance of Jeff Stoutland, I think it's going to be a pretty darn good switch, being that Kelce also handpicked him. I like to use the example, the Packers had Brett Favre for over a decade, drafted a replacement, he sat behind, and then he took the role, Aaron Rodgers, right? This is what I'm hoping for and believe it could happen when we talk Jason Kelce to Cam Jurgens. As for the defensive side, Eagle news, per Bleeding Green Nation, Jalen Carter makes all breakout team. So this ain't a prediction via Bleeding Green Nation. This is a prediction via the national media, Jalen Carter making the all breakout team. This is a guy who had 6.5 sacks and multiple tackles for loss as a rookie, playing behind Fletch as it pertains to snaps, but most of the time alongside of Fletch. A guy who's been praised by his coaching staff and other D linemen. Fletch has gave him high praise every single time he's talked about him. Slay, Chris Long, what you've seen his rookie year, especially early in the season, is only a sample of what this guy is going to become under Fangio and just getting his NFL feet under him. It's not easy for a D tackle to lead their team in sacks, but if there were a D tackle to do it in the league right now, I would bet my money on Jalen Carter. I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm predicting double-digit sacks for number 98. Let me know in the comment section, what is your sack prediction for Jalen Carter? It could be under 10, but I want to know what you really believe. Real quick, let's rewind back to Cam Jurgens, right? He's playing on a offensive line with a Hall of Famer in Paved Lane Johnson, Pro Bowl type player in Jordan Mulata and Landon Dickerson, as where Jalen Carter might be the leader on that D-line when it comes to just handling his business. A lot of the D-line responsibility is going to fall on Jalen Carter. Nolan Smith coming in year 2, we definitely want to see and believe we can see more off the edge. BG in his final year, I believe, can give you a solid 35-40% of the snaps on a good day and maybe finish with 7+ sacks. Hey, he had 10+ sacks in 2022 when he only played 35-40% of the snaps, so maybe he duplicates that on his farewell tour. Bryce Huff, probably the guy we're counting on most other than Josh Sweat as a pass rusher due to the success he had with the Jets. 10+ sacks, only playing 47% of the snaps. But at the end of the day, the interior pressure just hits different when quarterbacks are trying to step up. And I believe that's going to be Jalen Carter's job. Jordan Davis, the nose tackle, still needs some pass rushing from him. His ability to stop the run is going to come in handy. And again, the guy we always talk about last or least, Milton Williams, his role will be pivotal as well. And I honestly believe he's going to eat too, but no role bigger than Jalen Carter. I think he's going to be the man on this defensive line. Another question for y'all in the comment section. Who has more sacks to end the 2024 season? Bryce Huff? Josh Sweat? Let me know your thoughts. I'm dying to hear from you. Moving on to a Jalen Hurts stat before we talk about possible additions to the Eagles defense just for reinforcements. Look at this graphic. Jalen Hurts last 2 seasons, 25 wins. That's first place. 73 total touchdowns. That's second place. But are we really going to count the rushing? He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback, but he's also a football player. He can beat you multiple ways. And I remember in that 2022 season where he ran for 150+ yards against the Packers. Yeah, see, all he can do is run. He only threw for 150 and ran for 150. But if you do math correctly, that equals 300. Then the very next game, he played against Tennessee, and he threw for 300+. So, again, you diagnose what the defense is trying to do, blah, 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 and you go out there and win the game. 25 wins first place, 73 total touchdowns second place, and 8,924 total yards rushing and passing, which is fourth. And I believe whether it's rushing or passing, he still got his best days ahead of him, which starts in 2024. Because of the new OC just bringing some creativity to the offense. Remember, this was said a couple weeks ago. I'm hearing that Nick Sirianni, the head coach, is trusting Kellen Moore big time to make it all work. Jeremy Fowler said on ESPN Saturday morning. To blend the principles of the past offense, the things that Jalen Hurts likes, the dual threat ability, play action, mix it with more system, and sprinkle in something new for the offense that got stagnant late in the year. Could see some more tight end usage, but you're probably going to see a lot of Saquon Barkley talking to the people around the league. That's what they believe. Again, let's just recap some of the things they said in that paragraph that I love. Play action, dual threat ability, motion, Saquon Barkley, tight ends, etc., etc. Now let's talk about a linebacker who could be added for depth purposes. One player who could be a solid option for the Eagles would be journeyman linebacker Marcus Golden. He spent the 2023 season with the Pittsburgh Steelers and appeared in 16 games, but didn't make a start. Golden did rack up 4 sacks and 20 total tackles over that stretch, though. Another option is a guy who played both linebacker and pass rusher. Emmanuel Ogbah has been a productive and versatile defender during his 8-year career with the Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs, where he won a Super Bowl, and Miami Dolphins, Bleacher Report said. Ogbah has rushed opposing quarterbacks as both a linebacker and a defensive end in the NFL. While he's never recorded a 10-sack season, he's had several strong years as a high-end complementary piece. So again, we wouldn't be bringing him in to start over Josh Sweat or Bryce Huff or even have more snaps than Nolan Smith or even maybe BG. What we will be bringing him in for is depth as the linebacker slash pass rusher who can play multiple positions and fill a spot if needed during the season, whether it's a cold stretch for a player, coming in for an injury for a game or two, and or just being a guy to relieve somebody during the game so the rotation stays more fresh, whether it's linebacker or pass rusher. Plus, let's not forget, he played for the Dolphins last year. And who was the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins? Oh yeah, Vic Fangio. So it's a guy he knows, probably comfortable with, to be a role player if needed. But Super Bowl contended teams need to worry about depth. 17 weeks is a long season. We don't have a bye week after week 5. We need to be prepared. When I look at last year's defensive line, although they had talented names, they recorded only 43 sacks as a team last year after the following year racking up a league-high 70 sacks in 2022, so 43 is unacceptable. I won't accept anything under 55 sacks. Okay, maybe I'm being a little too hard, or maybe not. The defense got to be better regardless. With all that being said, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Do your boy a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos and the live streams. Drop the muscle emoji if you got nothing to say, but please give me your thoughts. I absolutely love hearing from you. And until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.